I'm back. Yes, this time I'm not actually going to start my video off with I'm sorry, because I'm not actually sorry. This is the first time that I can remember since doing this. I actually just took time off for me, apart from when I've gone on holiday, of course. Normally I do a break in videos when I'm not feeling well, something might have happened. But this time I was just like, well, I was ill that week, and I was like, no, I'm just going to take a week off. And boy, did it do me some good. Most of you know, because I advertised it, it was my birthday. I am now the grand old age of 38, edging ever closer to the next big decade birthday, my 40th. I'm actually super excited about turning 40 just because I've got like something really epic planned. We're looking to do a road trip. Probably America, to be fair. So it's, yeah, I don't want to wish my life away, but it's like something to give me focus on at the moment. I'm still sticking to the keto. I've obviously had a few little naughty drinks over my birthday, but nothing too major. I didn't eat a cake or anything. It's going okay. It's slow progress. I can see it in my face a little bit. Although someone the other day was convinced that I have had fillers in my face. That's why I've got these hamster cheeks, because they saw a side shot of me and they narrowed in it because I got like a little dimple in here. They're like, see where you've had them. I don't know why you're lying to everyone. I'm like, I really haven't got fillers. This is 100% pure fat. I'm a little bit chubbier than I should be, but I get these cheeks off my dad. It just runs in my family. But yeah, no, they were absolutely convinced, to the point they were like typing in capital letters. You know that's when someone's getting serious. No, I can assure you it is 100% just chubster. But obviously they thought I was looking too youthful, so I'll take it as a compliment. So I'm going to start off the video with obviously some more royal baby news. Zara and Mike have now got a little boy to go with their family of 3. They've got the 2 little girls, so I'm really, really happy for them. Apparently he came so quick, Zara had to give birth on her bathroom floor. It's actually happened to a few of my friends. I've had one friend give birth in a car on the way to hospital. I've had another one that literally made it just through the doors, pretty much. They managed to just get her round and hidden behind a curtain at last minute. So I think sometimes the more babies you have, the more that they can sometimes just surprise you and rapidly come out. I know that's not for everyone, but anyway, why am I talking about this? So speaking of babies, some of you are not going to agree with me. I know some of you are not going to agree with me because I've been saying this on Twitter and I'm calling it. Catherine is pregnant. Now, I'm going to show you my evidence here. Catherine does look a little bit worn down. If you do close-ups of her at the engagement, she looks incredibly tired. Now, this is probably because of obviously the terrible fallout and the stress of Prince Philip. He's being nursed at home reportedly, and then obviously the worldwide bug. It must be very, very tough. She's got 3 children. But, and I say but, Prince William is like in super protective daddy mode. He's obviously very much looking out for Catherine because of the, well, what should we call it? The shitstorm that Harry and Meghan decided to unleash on their family in the UK. Well, just Harry's family. Catherine is very, very slim. She is very, very sporty. She's very, very lean. And yes, I know people go, oh my God, you're fat shaming her now. No, I think she's pregnant. The pink coat, look. She is normally, you know, she's got a washboard stomach, and I'm sorry, she has got a little bit of a bump there. I'm not sorry. Why am I saying I'm sorry? I'm not sorry. So she's got a bit of a bump in that one. I think her brown coat here, it was a little bit tight. And then she wore that absolutely stunning white coat. It wasn't belted, which is very unusual for Catherine, but there does seem to be a little bit of a bump. Now, people are freaking out, going, no, she suffers from that. I can't pronounce it, but you know what I'm saying? The really, really dangerous morning sickness that some people suffer from. I'm not saying that she's not suffering from it. It doesn't necessarily happen at certain stages. I think that some women can just develop it randomly. It can come later on. It can come from the first day that you realise that you're pregnant. It's a bit like morning sickness. It doesn't mean that it's going to literally happen every single time. She does look absolutely exhausted. The coats are a little bit tighter. It would make sense there's been no announcement yet because obviously Princess Eugenie has just heard her little bundle of joy, which perfect timing. Little August, or Auguste, however you say it, is going to be firm friends with Lucas, Sarah's baby, which I just think, oh, little babies together. I'm not a broody person, don't have children, not having children, but there is something very cute about the thought of them growing up together and having each other growing up, I guess, with being part of the royal family, something that Harry has denied Archie. But anyway, you've heard it here first. I'm calling it. She's pregnant. We're going to get an announcement soon. Yeah, that was the other thing, because Pippa as well has given birth to a little girl called Grace. Beautiful name. So let's get on to the toxic Montecito duo. Now, I am doing another video tomorrow. I have heard that Harry's got his first grown-up job. Well done, Harry. Bit concerned about the fact it's to do with mental health. He's not exactly the best advocate for mental health, is he? He looks like a soul-crushed, destroyed person himself. He's a shadow of his former personality. He looks like, and I will say it, in my opinion, he looks like that he is in an abusive relationship in one way or another. He's just completely broken. All of his cheeky chappy charm has definitely gone. Now, I'm not saying that Harry wasn't potentially a tool before he met Meghan, but he wasn't like this. You could even see in that dreaded Oprah tell-all, because it wasn't an interview, it was just Meghan's truth. But there were several times when Harry tried to interject and he was squeezed, he was tapped and he was talked over. This is Harry that, you know, has long been a jester in the royal family, that has been very confident, that was in the army. But there he was sitting in Oprah's couch and his wife just had to tap his hand and he just went. That to me is not the signs of a healthy, equal relationship. So this video in particular came around because actually of Omid Scobie. Yeah, Omid Scobie popped up into my news feed. He had been on ABC's royal podcast called The AirPod. And what he said was that Harry is going to continue to leak information, private information, until the palace address his concerns. Right, a few things about this. One, if you are saying that if you do not give me what I want, I am going to make things bad for you, that is blackmail, whichever way you look at it. So that to me comes across as very threatening. Now, the other thing here, which is the reason why I did this video, I picked up on the fact by Omid saying that Harry is going to continue to leak. He's basically incriminated Harry as the one that leaked to Gayle King. So I said, notice there was no, they are going to leak, Meghan is going to leak. It was just purely the onus was on Harry. So he's now literally just gone on this podcast and said that Harry's going to continue to leak because he was the leak before. And it's also put Harry, obviously, because it sounds like he's blackmailing his family, under a very, very bad light. So then I started thinking back to the tell-all. I'm not calling it an interview because it was not. And there were lots of things that were said. Lots of things. Meghan's truth. Turns out it's not anyone else's truth. We've had the wedding certificate to come out to the person that actually wrote out the wedding licence to prove that they were, in fact, married in the church on the 19th. They were not married in secret 3 days before. Now, I can see a few people have tried to defend Meghan here going, oh, she might have been confused. Okay, right, she's touching near enough 40, over 40, who knows at this point. But she has also been married not once, but twice before, if the rumours are to believe that she had her first marriage annulled. So she's been married. She's not stupid. She's not 19. You're telling me that she doesn't know when she's married or not? They don't even let you get married in Vegas without witnesses. You know, everyone knows that you cannot, especially being a member of the royal family, dial up the Archbishop of Canterbury, get him to come out to your back garden and conduct an illegal ceremony for him to then obviously lie to the rest of the world, because it would be illegal him then marrying them 3 days later. He is the spiritual leader of the church. The Queen is the head of church. And it was done in a way to insult the British public, as far as I'm concerned. Our private wedding was for us. The plebs got the huge taxpayer-funded wedding because that's what they wanted. They wanted the show. No, we wanted the show when Catherine and William got married, but a lot of people were shocked that Meghan and Harry had such an ostentatious, in-your-face, celebrity, star-studded networking event for their wedding. Now, what has been bubbling away in my brain since I read this thing that Omid said is the fact that he's throwing Harry under the bus. So then I started thinking about the tell-all. Ooh, Harry is actually thrown under the bus. Quite a lot. I mean, it's Harry that looks bad, that Meghan didn't know that she had to curtsy for the Queen. I mean, never mind the fact that there's pictures and video footage of Meghan pretending to be Queen when she was at another girl's birthday party. You know, she was the Queen, she was the diva, having little girls come up to her and curtsy and ask if they can do anything for her. But Meghan also has a degree in international studies, did not know that you had to curtsy in front of the Queen, and only practiced last minute because Fergie saved her. You would have thought that Prince Harry might have actually told her if his wife was indeed that naive. The national anthem. She was so worried that she'd have to, bearing in mind that they were dating before she even met the royal family, but she didn't realise that she'd have to learn the national anthem and she didn't want to embarrass Harry's family. But Harry couldn't teach her. She had to rely on Google. What, Harry doesn't know the national anthem? I did notice in the Little Mermaid chicken coop scene that we saw, when Meghan starts doing her "we were actually married in secret 3 days before," Oprah does that thing where it's like, what? And looks at Harry, and Harry looks down and starts playing with the chickens. You can look at it on YouTube. I can't show you a clip because it's copyrighted, but just trust me when I say that boy does everything to avoid Oprah's stare. Because he knows they weren't married. He knows that was not a wedding. Meghan said that they were married in a private ceremony. She'd not say we exchanged vows or we had a rehearsal. So the fact that Harry's just going, no, not saying anything. Why are you not saying anything, Harry? You've just made your wife look like an idiot on TV, haven't you, Harry, by not saying anything? I mean, he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. But I will continue. The racist remarks that were reportedly said to Harry, I'd like to point out, not to Meghan. Harry had reportedly had a conversation with a member of the royal family who has not yet been disclosed because, well, if you don't tell anyone who it was, everyone's incriminated. Nice one, Harry. Right out of Meghan's playbook, I'm sure. But Harry did nothing when if this person was indeed racist to the point that, Harry took it as being racist. I tell you what, if that was my partner, I would turn around and say to that particular relative, you watch your mouth, you ever say anything like that in front of her, then, we're done. Not just plod back and tell Meghan. Of course that's going to distress her. But Meghan obviously twisted it as well because she was like, oh no, lots of conversations happened whilst I was pregnant. Not with her, but with Harry. And when Oprah turns around and said, were those conversations concerns about how brown your baby would be? Meghan, clever here, she doesn't actually reply, yes. She actually manipulates it and turns around and says, well, if that's your assumption, then I'd say that's, probably the right one. Then, if anyone says, Meghan, you said this. Well, no, I said, I said to Oprah if that's what she'd like to assume. There's lots of things that she's done where she's washed her hands of stuff and it's making Harry look bad. Archie, the title. Harry, born a prince, born into that family, okay? He knows his cousins have had children. Zara and Mike have had children. The only reason why William's children are princes and princesses is because William is heir to the throne. Princess Eugenie's baby does not have a title. Sophie and Edward's children, they're not prince and princesses. So this is the thing. Harry would have known this. So is Meghan implying that Harry didn't tell her? Harry was as shocked as she was that, that the only reason why Archie is not going to be a prince is because he might come out a little bit brown. So again, if this is truly Meghan's truth, why didn't Harry tell her? Why has Harry made her look stupid? Why didn't Harry explain this to Meghan? It's not something new. It's been since 1917. Conversations would have been had to explain this a long time, even before Harry probably even got Meghan pregnant. So for everyone that's blindly believing this was Meghan's truth, why didn't Harry explain it to her? Why did Harry let her go on Oprah and let her believe it was all to do with racism when it's got absolutely nothing to do with it? Then the big whopper that's made Harry look like a terrible husband as far as I'm concerned is that his pregnant wife was crying hysterically when breastfeeding, or when they went to Cirque du Soleil, that she was telling him that she can't be left alone because she's having suicidal thoughts and she's going to take her own life. What sort of partner or husband does not get their wife help? I couldn't give a damn if my husband was so upset and he said those words to me. I don't give a crap who his bosses are, who his family is. Meghan talking about, no, you can't just get an Uber. No, you use your legs, you get up and you walk out. And if security tried to stop you, you would scream blue murder that you are being imprisoned. This is where I'm not sure on Meghan's truth. Obviously, we can't judge to do with mental health because we'll all be cancelled. But there is obviously a lot of questions that were raised from this. But more importantly, Harry in this scenario has looked terrible. Does he sit there and defend his actions? Does Oprah not think for 1 second to go, Harry, your wife was pregnant with your first child, 5 months pregnant, telling you that she's going to kill herself. And you were too ashamed and embarrassed to get help or to seek help or to do anything for her? And instead got her to stick a bit of slap on and go to Cirque du Soleil? That makes him look absolutely terrible, doesn't it? So this is where it's got me thinking that tell-all was not just about making the monarchy look bad. It's lining Meghan up for her divorce. Harry didn't protect her. Harry didn't tell her things. Harry didn't explain things to her. Now, I know that she said that she didn't have help or aid. She had Duchess training from the Queen's top senior aides. I mean, Samantha Cohen was the Queen's private secretary for a number of years. You can't get more senior. So we know that that wasn't entirely accurate, okay? So we know that's one of her truths that I would take with a gallon of salt. But where was Harry, her husband? Does this mean in the interview when he said several things, when Meghan turned around and said that, you know, that Harry's explained everything to her? Well, clearly he didn't explain a lot to her, did he? Didn't explain national anthem, didn't explain you have to curtsy in front of the Queen, didn't explain the fact that their child would not be a prince. Didn't protect Meghan from racist kind of commentary from his family. Instead went scurrying back to her and told her, sorry, but I mean, I would literally threaten to lamp someone if they ever said anything derogatory about my partner. But I wouldn't then go running back, especially if they're feeling sensitive or pregnant and go, oh, do you know they've said this about you? What? Of course it's going to light a match, isn't it? You're supposed to protect your partner, but Harry hasn't done a lot of that. And the worst thing is, he sat there on Oprah's couch like a little nodding dog in the back of someone's car, admitting the fact that he's a useless, really crap husband. He has literally written his own script for his divorce, hasn't he? And the fact that Omid's now coming up and it's not Harry and Meghan or Meghan or they, it's Harry's going to continue to leak. It's Harry pulling the strings. That's very much Omid implying that Meghan is the innocent party in all of this. So when you think about, and there are things that I know I missed in that tell-all, but I just couldn't face watching it again. But the general impression that you get off of that is Harry is a complete drip. Not only was he not standing up for his wife when she squeezed his hand, I know I shouldn't laugh. Narcissistic, abusive relationships are truly terrible. And I'm not laughing because I think Harry's situation is funny. But I am laughing about the fact that he sat there like a nodding dog while she got him to admit on worldwide television show that he is such an unsupportive husband. This is all going to come back and bite Harry in the arse. And I guarantee you so much from this interview is going to come up. And Oprah will probably be giving that divorce interview going, yes, I did notice that Harry didn't stick up for you. Yes, Harry didn't explain anything to you. Do you think your husband should have actually told you various things? Do you not think your husband should have got you help? I think everyone watching that was probably like, why wouldn't you just get your wife help? Apart from Harry. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. No, I was a bit embarrassed. I was a bit ashamed. A bit ashamed. It's not like walking around with a hole in your shoes. Your wife's telling you that she's pregnant and going to kill herself. But, you know, I know that Harry's not the sharpest tool in the box, but I do seriously think that that interview has not just thrown his family under the bus, it's definitely thrown him under the bus. Tell me what you think. I'll be back tomorrow because I want to talk about a few other things, and I will see you guys soon. Take care for now. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers the time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.